Call of Duty has a cheating issue. No duh. But most of all, Call of Duty doesn't have just a cheating issue, it has a massive trust issue. And I think that this goes even deeper than the issue with cheating, because cheating's already bad, but when you can't trust your game, what can you really do? So I'm dropping into Plunder, because like I said before, this is a really great place to talk and to game and to have conversations, because it doesn't really matter if I die a bunch. But Call of Duty has a cheating issue, and with that cheating issue comes a massive distrust for the game. And not just for the game, but for the people who play it. I don't remember the last time that I actually could trust a full day's worth of Call of Duty gameplay, because no matter what happens, I can land shots like that, and I will immediately get called a cheater. Realistically, it's not too hard. The Moors has an insane bullet velocity, but they don't know that. Because here's the thing, the disconnect between the average player and then the streamers or content creators who make it is so vast, just from general knowledge alone, let alone any of the other stuff that comes with the game, which is time spent and all of that. So then you run into this issue where when you can no longer trust the game that you're playing or the people that you're playing against, can you really even enjoy the game anymore? So I would love to say that everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, this is definitely a game I'm gonna enjoy forever. But realistically, most of the game runs into this issue that where we don't trust the people we're playing against, everybody is a cheater. Now I get called a cheater literally every day I play. There is nothing new there. It is literally the #1 thing that I hear from new players into my channel almost every day. And I wish that wasn't the case, but there's really nothing you can do, and I can't blame them. Just because you're playing a game and you should be a good player, most of the people aren't going to trust anything that happens around them because they've just seen so many cheaters now at this point. And that stems a large portion from Ricochet. Ricochet absolutely sucks. And I wish I could say it in a better way other than just being like, hey, we can't use this thing because nobody can trust it. But even worse than that, it's literally the fact that there is absolutely nothing that they've done redeeming to make us actually be able to trust the game. And every day I wake up and hope that I'm going to see some big massive ban wave that is going to quote unquote fix the game or anything of the sort. We don't get that. What we get is a large section of the game that is just not playable because we don't know what we can and can't trust. Obviously, this entire team is going to think I'm cheating because I'm just landing shot after them. And it's just how it works. I play the game a lot, and when I play the game a lot, people do not like that I shoot them. Oh, I'm being shot through that wall. And then when you throw on top of all of this, that these servers are so inconsistent on all of your gameplay, you don't even know if you are actually dying to a cheater, a legitimate player, or just some really badly put together servers. As you saw, I was getting shot through the roof by a full auto SMG. So at what point do you actually start trusting that the game is working the way it's intended? Well, now we've been dealing with this for a long time, but now with the impending release of Black Ops 6, we're running into the next big issue, which is the fact that it's like they basically shut down the servers and they're with half of the playlist, and then on top of that, it feels like they shut down the anti-cheat, because the anti-cheat is basically just not working half the time. And we would love it all to be super trustworthy. Oh, I just missed that shot. We would love it to be all super trustworthy and feel like at the end of the day, you're like, oh wow, I lost to the better player. But you really can't do that. And I know most of you out there are gonna say, yeah, this game is doing really terrible. The anti-cheat doesn't work and the servers are stupid. And you know what? I wish that that wasn't the over-resounding just answer. If that's what it is. As a person who plays the game pretty much daily, I know I get exposed to it a lot more, so the things are gonna wear on me a lot faster than it may on a person who plays once or twice a week, or maybe only an hour at a time. And so it's one of those things that as a content creator, you're basically always gonna see an over-exaggerated version of it. But now it's to the point where people I know who have basically just stopped playing because they don't trust the game. And I wish I could tell them that I felt different, but a lot of times it's just one of those things that you just really can't trust the game much anymore. And people like myself are probably half of the issue. Good players are probably going to cause just as many issues as anything else. But it's one of those things that we really just need Call of Duty to finally double down on their anti-cheat. We need Call of Duty to finally double down on their servers. We need Call of Duty to do a lot of things. And for a game that was making like $5 million a day when it came out, one of the things they're not short on is incoming cash. Or at least it wasn't one of the things they're short on. After the release of Warzone 2.0, obviously their player base dropped quite a bit. But I still imagine that if they're selling skins at $20 a pop, they're probably making more than they ever did in the Call of Duty release windows. And I just know that me as a person, a streamer, a gamer who's been doing this a long time, I wish I could say that the game instills confidence in me, but it doesn't. And I feel like a large portion of why the game doesn't get better is because it doesn't have any, competition. There is no other arcade, semi-realistic shooter. I say semi-realistic because Call of Duty isn't really realistic, is it? Realistic is in the fact that you're fighting human with like weaponry, but no one really thinks that this is a realistic shooter, right? But yeah, there's no true competition for the way that this game plays. Like, no other game plays like Call of Duty. The closest thing we had to it at any given time was Battlefield. And I'm be honest, Battlefield has not held up its side of the bargain recently either. And so now we're at this point where we've got all these semi-realistic arcade shooters just really crap in the bed. And we need one of them to release something that's good. There is, of course, the giant rumor mill that the Battlefield coming out with a BR. And I wish I could feel confident about that one, but when I say that 2042 was a bigger letdown than the current standing of Warzone, that's not a good sign at all. I would like Battlefield because I came in to shooters a lot from Battlefield. I would really like Battlefield to come out swinging on this next title. And I mean, give it a shot as long as it's not terrible. But I'd like to see him come out swinging on this next title and really have an overall just really positive experience. Not just 6-9 months down the road, but immediately as it comes out, have a positive experience. If they're gonna release a BR, I want the BR to come out and be working. I don't want, number one from how Firestorm worked, where they completely just jacked up all the weapons and made the game unplayable. I wanted to come out succeeding and overall a fun time, because we do more games that are actually fun, that we can trust to be working, that we don't have to sit here and question the legitimacy of every player we play against. But that's really where we're at in the current FPS space. I think the only game I know that is really doing well for itself against cheaters is Valorant. And I know that the kernel level anti-cheat was a really big flaw when it first came out. Like, didn't trust it. And I completely understand. Nobody wants something that completely just injects itself into their PC at a core level, just because that's one of those things that, it's a safety hazard, you could say. It's one of those things that people don't trust that to not be invasive into their system. But at this point, with the number of cheaters, I really like something that at least puts in that level of effort in most shooters. I made a post the other day on Twitter where I talked about how I would love to figure out why there is no, I guess you would say, anti-cheat. Because global anti-cheat would be a really, really cool idea. If you knew that you caught somebody cheating in the middle of playing, say, Valorant, or if you caught someone in the middle of a game on Apex and they were cheating, that you could, in turn, make them be banned from pretty much every FPS title on the market. That would be a really, really cool system, because I think that it's about time that we start punishing these people that are ruining a form of entertainment. I'm not sure how many people know this, but gaming is actually a larger entertainment source than movies and TV, and that's combined. That's not just like one or the other. Gaming has completely moved itself in the market to one of the top consumed forms of entertainment. And with the rising popularity of mostly free-to-play titles, are the things that people will find themselves get to a lot. And free-to-play titles are great, especially for when people are in lower-income countries, something that they can afford a $60 game to US. It sucks especially when it's a bad game. But when a $60 game comes out in one of these countries that has a lower conversion rate to like the US dollar, because everything's based off the US dollar, into the issue that like is just expensive. We don't. This guy is not happy with me, and this guy is rage at me here soon. But $60 game to you could be, you know, a couple of months worth of income for other players. And so when you get to these free-to-play games, this is a chance for people who don't usually get as much chance to play a bunch of other games, gets a chance to play the games for free. And to have it ruined by people that just think that cheating is fun or they're trying to just troll people, I think the fastest way to fix this, you know, of course, to me, would be a global ban, which means that they just can't game anymore if they decide that their higher, you know, is to try to ruin someone else's pastimes. Maybe they just don't get to have that pastime anymore. Now, of course, I would love to hear what you think. Obviously, I don't think there's going to be anybody that's going to tell me they're like, yeah, it's isn't bad right now. But I would love to hear what you all think about cheating. You would like to see it addressed. Everybody's going to have their own opinions on how it should be addressed, but I imagine most of us are going to agree that cheating sucks and we don't want to see any of it. But yeah, so here running the Wars in the Car 98. I've been on a sniping kick here lately, and so I just decided to go double sniper today. And then I figured when I was doing this video, why not continue it, because I'm just going to make people mad. And of course, this is one of the things that, you know, people believe you're cheating the most often, which is accurate gameplay. So what a good way to show, you know, gameplay and talk about cheaters other than the thing that gets accused of being cheating the most. But thank you all so much for watching. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts about the current cheating epidemic, what you would love to see happen to it, and what are some games that you're looking forward to. I am absolutely stoked that we're going to get another small beta coming in for the Delta Force. Looking forward to its extraction and all the fact that it's going to be, of course, free to play and available for Xbox, PS4, and mobile too, which is pretty crazy that they're going to have a game that covers all of that. The last one that really did that was Fortnite, and obviously we know how well Fortnite did. So thank you all for checking out the video. I look forward to talking to you all in the comments about all of this. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, peace.